Welcome to another day of adventures with Wes and Jeff, and it's Wes this time, and I'm in Petersburg, Alaska. Petersburg is located midway between Ketchikan and Juneau in southeast Alaska, and it's 120 miles south of Juneau and 100 miles north of Ketchikan. Petersburg is situated on Mitkoff Island, which is a wedge-shaped island that is 24 miles long and is 15 miles wide. It's surrounded by the Tlingit National Forest, which is a huge forest, millions of acres, and there's no roads in or out of this town. The access is only by the Alaska State Ferries and Alaska Airlines and smaller carriers here into their little airport. Here in Petersburg, Alaska, and the little hike from the airport terminal to downtown is 1.6 miles. It's like a 20-minute walk, but they have a nice wide sidewalk that runs parallel to the main road. So it's easy as long as it's nice like it is right now. So easy hike. I'm in town already, and this is their library. Very cute. And I just saw a deer cross in front of me. It's all about the salmon fish. See all the fish. And here at the library, they have a totem pole. And it's got little bunnies. The original innovative work of art created by Petersburg Public Library is a Tlingit carver, Tommy Joseph from Sitka. It celebrates the familiar children's stories, rhymes, and tales we all grew up with that connect generations across cultures. Very cute. Bunnies, wolf, eagle, bear, goose. And this is a live deer right here at the library. They're munching on some of the bushes. They're probably not supposed to be munched on, but they're having a good time. Coming into town here, and some more totem poles right here at the corner. Nice big tall totem poles. So this one is the eagle. That's what this one is. You can see the eagles along. There you go, right there. And even higher, all the way to the top. And then the other one is of the raven. Has this face here. I don't know if you can see. Let me get in a different light. The face here. And raven. All the way up to the top. The raven. Every place I go, I try to go to the visitor center first, whether that's a national park or a new city that I've never been into, a town. Just gonna check it out here at the visitor center, see if she can give me a map and I can navigate around town today. This town was founded back in 1897 by Peter Buschmann, who immigrated from Norway, and he settled here, opened a cannery, and then he invited his friends and family to join him here, and a lot of them did, creating this Scandinavian little village here in Alaska. So there's 3,300 residents now, creating this Scandinavian culture. You see the Scandinavian culture in all of the architecture, as well as the flag is permanently flown here, and as well as Alaskan architecture and totem poles, celebrating the Tlingit culture as well. So there's many of the homes are well decorated, and they have churches and different things that are well appointed in the Norwegian folklore. Here in downtown Petersburg, can be found everywhere, on the buildings as well as on the sidewalks, and imaginary designs are stamped into the sidewalks and adorn the storefronts. And the downtown also has galleries and museums, sculptures, totem poles, and there's restaurants and coffee shops and all those things that make a nice little town. Banks, of course, and business type stuff, but then there's little shops that sell both the Norwegian, Scandinavian art as well as the Alaska native art. Here at the North Harbor in Petersburg, there's a couple of fish canneries here in town, and this is just one of them. It smells a lot like salmon fish. And this is the North Harbor. And so you got a fishing boat out there. Beautiful day. You got some coming in and out. Just really pretty. So it's a nice little stroll along from the downtown area. That's just a block off of the shoreline here. And you can just stroll along and watch all the fishermen come in and see the fishing boats that have been out fishing for salmon and halibut, all that. And the water's super clear, and it's really pretty. And these are the boat docks down here. And then this is a ramp. You can launch a boat right there into the water. Must be another maybe cannery out there. I'm not sure. Just really a pretty set. So this is the view from Middle Harbor. So you have the North Harbor, Middle Harbor, and South Harbor here in town. Just really pretty and just absolutely gorgeous weather today. There's a few boats in and out. So in town of Petersburg, this is Sing Lee Alley, and it was built on pilings back in 1912, and it's the center of town, and it's the center for Norwegian culture here, and a place where they have celebrations with the Norwegian dancers and food festivals, and during the summer months, and especially in mid-May, they have a yearly celebration for the Norwegian Independence Day. And so this is kind of like the center of activity on these pylons that they have right here by the harbor. So it's very pretty, and it's not busy right now because it's earlier in the morning. They do have cruise ships or smaller cruise ships that come in here, but it's just really pretty along the boardwalk. They have some restaurants and some stores, that kind of thing here. So, of course, there's the Sons of Norway Hall. It's also a historic structure as well here in Petersburg. I'm going to flip the camera on just so you can see the harbor on this side. It's just really strikingly beautiful. So this is the Sons of Norway Hall. It's the big white building along the alley here, the Singling Alley, and it has history to it. It was built in 1912, and it was founded, of course, by Peter Buschmann, the immigrant that came here first of all, opened a cannery, and then convinced his family and friends back in Norway to move here and make this their little Scandinavian Alaska residence. So, but this is where they have the locals formally band together. They built this, and this is their hall. They had a lot of their celebrations here, and this is just one of their historic structures in town. They also have bingo here on Fridays at 7 o'clock, and they this is just kind of like their meeting place. It was their community hall, and still is. It operates as that still to this day. This is a really cool bronze statue that signifies it's for Boyer and Wilkin. It is a bronze statue that is in honor of Boyer and his fellow crewmen that were lost at sea, and along with it is a replica Viking ship that they built in 1976 that they prominently display here at the Suling Alley. So this is just the Fisherman's Memorial Park, and it's for Boyer Awaken. So it's 9 feet tall, and it's a bronze statue, and it has a fisherman working, taking the ropes to attach to the boat that's docked here at one of the harbors. So it's a pretty cool statue. If you're in Petersburg, check it out. And then each of the fishermen that have lost their lives, you can walk on the inside of it, and there is, this is just saying who the contractors were, but you can walk on the inside of it. That's cool too. This is the Viking replica ship that they built here in 1976 to display here by the hall, the Son of Norway's Hall. And a pretty cool little ship here as well, with the mast with the red and white colors of the flag of Norway. This is the side of the hall And these are some of the fishermen friends of at Red Lobster. These are, and then this is the Mariner's Bell and their boots that are still there, and then just all about the fishermen that perished at sea and are not forgotten. Cute little memorial here on the boardwalk. So out on the end of that pier there, that goes all the way out, all of those green buildings behind me, that is the Ocean Beauty Cannery. It's one of like 3 or 4 different canneries that is located here in Petersburg because of all the fish, the abundance of fish, and the canning that can be done with those fish to ship them off to the United States and other places around the world. So here in Alaska, these smaller fishing villages and remote places on the inland passage, they get around by either Alaska Airlines or some of the smaller companies such as Alaska Seaplanes Company. You can see back over there, that larger ship is the Alaskan State Ferry. So the Alaska State Ferries go, they're the ferry highway system. They go from place to place and they have a map, and it's cheaper to travel on the ferry system. However, it takes longer and than the air flights. The air flight from Wrangell to here was only 10 minutes in the air. They only go 7,000 feet and then they drop back down. From Ketchikan is only like 35-40 minutes, so it's a very quick flight, but on the ferries it could take long hours, up to a day, to get to from port to port. This is called Hammer's Slough, and a slough is a very important area for the transition of the salmon to transition from saltwater to freshwater, because they are born in freshwater because the salmon swim up the stream and lay their eggs, and then they slowly over the months acclimate to the seawater, so the saltwater. So this is an important area, these sloughs and little inlets that have fresh water in them that are acclimating to the salt water. So this is Hammer Slough. It's right in town here at Petersburg, and this explains all about it on one of their little informational placards. There it is. And this is just a small little slough, but it's very important as well, just to make sure that not only and migrating birds, river otters, seals, etc., they use it as well. but it's just a really pretty little area right here by the Sons of Norway Hall. I think I have, even though I have Norwegian blood in me, and maybe that has something to do with it, but I think I've fallen in love with my favorite little Alaska town here in the state of Alaska. It's just so darling, and the culture and everything, not only the Alaskan culture, but also the Scandinavian culture that has been implemented here because of the founder, Peter Buschmann, back in the day. Just really gorgeous. I want to come back for a festival, Norwegian festival, in mid-May. I'm gonna have to put that on my calendar to enjoy the Norwegian culture here. That would be fun. But it's a favorite spot for folks. I talked to a couple fishermen, and the fishermen have been to Yakutak, they've been to Wrangell, Cordova. They go along and they check out a lot of the different small fishing villages along the coastline, and this is their favorite. Here in Petersburg is the Clausen Memorial Museum and shop, and it's just about 2 blocks off of the main street, and it's a good way to learn about this town's fishery traditions, the traditional Alaska artifacts and commercial fishing and processing history. And it's home to the 126-pound world's largest king salmon, and it has a traditional Tlingit dugout canoe inside as well. So I'm going to check it out, see what there is. So this is the Clausen Memorial Museum. It's $5 to get in. What a bargain. It's really cute, and it's really well done here in Petersburg. It has some of the traditional wear that the Norwegians that have immigrated to this area wear during their festivities, etc. And some of the stuff that they brought over on the steamer ship, player piano, as well as some of the fishing baskets that the Tlingits utilized, and some of their cooking ware and things that they have developed, and some of the stones that they use for tools that they made the totem poles out of, etc. They're like little shoes, different beaded shoes and moccasins and different things. So very cool. So they've integrated both of the 2 types. This guy is a wolverine, scary little thing. That's what they call it in Tlingit language, that noose. But he's a scary little guy. Not run into a wolverine, thank goodness. But here's some of more of the Tlingit type artwork, and then here's some of the some of the stuff that they brought over from Norway. And this is all about the fox farming. So for the pelts, they would pick an island and they would make sure that they had plenty of fish, and they would farm these foxes. And this particular area in Petersburg was an area where they had about 40 of these fox farms on these neighboring islands for the fur pelts back in the day. Then this is about the Tlingit National Forest that surrounds Petersburg. So that's interesting. You go into this other room here, and they have about the fish traps that they have that they utilized, the Tlingits did, in order to farm for fish, as well as like a blanket that they made. This is a lighthouse beacon, the lens, and it was developed. This thing was developed so that it could be cast out into the inland passage up to 18 miles. So it's called a Frenzel lens. That was pretty cool as well. These are the different types of petrified wood, as well as minerals and rocks that are found in the area. Quartz crystal, as well as fossilized coral, and all of those things. Pretty cool. And then antlers and different things from bones that they have found, and they made the pools with those. This is the Tlingit dugout canoe, and this is a bent box that was made, as well as baskets. But this old Tlingit canoe is a very nice thing here to be able to see how they built that canoe back in the day. 13-footer is what it is. And they utilize these to transport them, as well as their families, across these islands. This is all about the fishing, commercial fishing history. These are little corks that they utilized, the fishing history, all of the lures, those kind of things that they used in the fishing industry. And this is the king salmon, the largest one in the world, the world record holder. It's 126.5 pounds. It was caught in the summer of 1949 off of Prince of Wales Island. It's the biggest salmon ever caught. And they predicted that this red king salmon had lived 6 years out in the ocean, and that's why it's probably so large, because that's an unusual amount of time that these salmon, they usually like 4 years, and then they come in and they spawn and then they die. So this one was unusually large. And there's the fishing operation back in the day. Right now they have still about 3 or 4 different canneries here in town in Petersburg that are still doing the fishing and canning. Some of the canning information, the polar bear, Alaska shrimp cannery, and these are the different types of labels. They prided themselves in the different type of label that helped them sell more of their product. This is the information about Peter Buschmann, who settled here and established the town of Petersburg, and his Icy Straits packing company that he established here. This is a picture of a halibut that they have caught off of in the Gulf of Alaska here, and Alaska Glacier Seafood Company, and all of the relics and things that they utilized back in the day. Very interesting museum. Most definitely worth the $5 fee. to go through it and just check it all out. It's a quick little tour. It's self-guided. However, they have docents here that can walk you through this museum and explain different things. The other thing that I wanted to show you, which was kind of interesting, is this fish machine, this fish butchering machine. This is a fish butchering machine. It's an automated fish butchering machine. So this thing was invented in the early 1900s, and the machine is called iron chinks, and it started replacing the largely Chinese cannery workers who butchered and canned the salmon. And the use of the racial slur in the machine's name is the example of the discrimination that was faced by the Chinese back in the day. The machine slits the fish open and cuts off the fins, and it removes the guts. Using the machine, the workers could process fish 50 to 75% faster than they could by hand. So this invention is still used today, but it's not known as the iron butcher. Its invention is regarded as an influential contribution to the growth of the modern seafood industry. So very cool right here in the museum. Right here in downtown Petersburg, Alaska, is this nice little park that talks about the Petersburg fishing processing and the history of the fisheries here. And this little park has a lot of old photos of the salmon that has been processed and the different fisheries that was in operation over time. And this is all about Alaska's little Norway. I'm in an area on the north end of town that's called Eagle's Roost Trail, and it goes along the shoreline. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to take you down there on the shoreline. There's supposed to be a lot of eagles and seabirds, that kind of thing here in the bay. This is Eagle's Roost. I see a lot of seabirds out there. Not so many eagles, but a lot of seagulls and different seabirds. A lot of watercraft going along here, heading around. And we got snow-capped mountains off in the distance. And we have these buildings on stilts here. Very cool, beautiful. So several spots along the trail here for Eagle's Nest, Eagle's Roost. You can go down these stairs down to the beach area and just walk the beach. It's really pretty. So there's the stairs, and that's the view off in the distance. I'm gonna walk on this. These rocks are a little bit hard to walk on, so I'm just gonna walk up here on my way back to the airport all the way around. So along the walk here at Eagle's Roost, these buildings that are in stilts, they were old packing plants, like this one from 1917. It's a Sea Star fishing boat here at Petersburg. Beautiful. This foxglove, and as you know, it's a poison, but it's really pretty, and it grows like a weed up here in Alaska. Snow-capped mountains. Fishing boats and sailboats share these waters. This is Outlook Point along the trail. This is Outlook Park here in Petersburg. Absolutely beautiful. Flowers. This gazebo here, and identify the different birds that you might see, and these free little looking glass things in order to see out, and then you have this as a view. Absolutely beautiful. I can't imagine a better scenic view than the one that I'm getting right now here in Petersburg on this beautiful, bright, sunny day on my birthday, September 3rd. So I'm having a wonderful birthday here. I started in Juneau, went to Ketchikan to Wrangell, now here in Petersburg, spent most of the day, and then back to Wrangell tomorrow. So on the milk run, this has been fabulous. I love my birthday this year. I will always remember it. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you enjoyed my video of Petersburg and the sights of this beautiful Alaskan fishery town, then hit the like button down below, as well as, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel so you can join us on future travel adventures. So whatever you're doing today, get out to the great outdoors and do something that makes you smile.